Hello and welcome to Understanding Iron Deficiency, a complete guide. Today we're talking about functional iron deficiency. So functional iron deficiency is common with obesity and chronic illness and just general inflammation, right? And the the exact mechanism there is the inflammation. Um, get my pointer here. So interleukin 6 is an inflammatory marker. It's a cytokine, and basically it just signals for immune support. It signals that there is inflammation here. And all you need to know is that when interleukin 6 is high and other inflammatory markers, but mostly this one, when this inflammatory marker is high, it increases hepcidin. And then the only other thing that you need to know is that when hepcidin is high, it decreases iron absorption, it decreases iron availability and iron metabolism. Okay, so this means that you can have iron, you can be eating iron, but you're not utilizing it, right? So this is called a functional iron deficiency. Relatedly, there's also the term anemia of chronic illness or anemia of chronic disease, right? Where you're anemic simply because you uh, have a chronic illness and the inflammation is causing an iron deficiency. So one treatment can be with testosterone, like we talked about in the last video. Uh, there is a relationship with testosterone and iron. Testosterone does improve iron absorption and iron availability. Um, and I believe some men with hypogonadism have been treated with testosterone if they're experiencing iron deficiency. I don't know if any women have, perhaps postmenopausal women. I don't know if that would be an available treatment, but it's either way, it's not a very common form of treatment. But there is a relationship there with testosterone. Uh, a good question to ask is why? Why, if we recognize that our body has innate intelligence and what it does is usually adaptive for the situation that it's in, why would your body want to decrease iron availability when there is an increase in inflammation? And that is the right question we need to be asking. So why that um, is almost certainly because when you have more inflammation, you need to divert more of your blood cells into white blood cells, and so you have to divert less of them into red blood cells. Okay, so in your bone marrow, when you're making a blood cell stem cell, that stem cell could become a red blood cell, a white blood cell, right? It can diverge in many different ways. And basically, if you are experiencing inflammation for any reason, you're better off having more white blood cells. And so your body preferences the production of white blood cells over red blood cells. And part of the way that it does that is it decreases iron availability. And because iron availability is one of the things that can signal red blood cell production. This is at least the the theory. I believe that is mostly right. Um, it's why you feel so tired as soon as you get sick because you're spending all of your blood cells. You're putting them all towards being white blood cells to fight the infection, and then you don't have the red blood cells to carry oxygen throughout your body. There is another kind of theoretical reason behind it, and I'm not so sure about this one personally, and that is that it by lowering the amount of iron available in your body, it protects you against pathogens. And the thought here is that you know other living things such as bacteria and um, just other pathogens and fungi, they also need iron to survive and proliferate. And so your body kind of temporarily, uh, hides its iron so that the pathogen kind of starves of iron. And we don't really need to get into it. it's a possibility. I'm not so sure how much that has to do with it. But the first part, the diversion of blood vessels or blood cells towards being more white blood cells and less red blood cells, that is, to me, that's obviously a big part of it, at least, if not the whole part of it. Yeah, so that is functional iron deficiency. That is why your body goes into a functional iron deficiency when there's high inflammation. And so later on, when we're talking about how to treat iron deficiency, this will be one of the big things, not just improving nutrition, not just supplementing, also decreasing inflammation, because that is important too. Up next, a related topic, we're going to be talking about the immune system and how the immune system uses iron, why iron deficiency is associated with a lot of immune issues and sickness and illness, why it's so common to get infections when you're iron deficient. Okay, so thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.